Alright guys, so we're back again for yet another scorching day in April. It's absolutely beautiful outside. There's literally nothing to complain about. And our trainer blessed us up with another pair of Nike SB Dunks, continuing the mini trilogy that we have going on for the last video as well as this one. This is a shoe that did drop not too long ago, but in sneaker years, it might as well have been 100 years ago, because 2021 came and went and no one remembers anything that dropped back then, especially during this dry spell that we're having, where we're not even talking about sneaker of the year contenders, and it's just a blur of boredom. But with that being said, the shoe is very nice. I'm glad to have it in today, and these are the What the P-Rod Nike SB Dunks, and there is a lot to talk about with this particular shoe, more than usual, because as you can see, every single panel of the shoe is different. So before we jump into that, these were going for extremely high prices back in the day. They did settle down to around $600. They're not going to move anytime soon because the sneaker market is not really in a place where there's any sort of movement happening. It's in a complete standstill at the moment, but this shoe is gone but not forgotten, because we have it in today for a little renaissance, if you will. Jumping into the box like we usually do, the only thing different about this box from a normal SB box is that for whatever reason it is a bit smaller. Here's the size tag, by the way. These are from StockX, so say what you will about StockX, but I do believe that they give authentic products for the most part, unless there's a slippage in one of the legit checkers. But putting them next to a regular Nike SB, you can tell that the box of the P-Rods on the bottom is quite a bit smaller. Besides that, it is exactly the same size 9 on the size tag right there. There's really nothing inside the box that is of any note whatsoever. But let's jump into the shoe, because there's a lot to talk about. We're first going to go over the right shoe. I'm going to preface this by saying that both shoes are completely different. So on the lateral side, this is one of the more boring sides of both shoes in my opinion. You have pretty much just a black swoosh with some carpet looking decals on the side here, and then this black and white toe box. But the inner of the toe box is a very cool Mexican blanket featuring a bunch of different colors. Slightly above that, we have the championship decal right there, which represents Paul Rodriguez winning the skater world championship. If you guys don't know, Paul Rodriguez is a very notorious skateboarder and one that is really well loved by pretty much everyone. On the top right here, you have his signature on this otherwise black tongue, and the yellow laces are in between both details right there. The shoe comes with a bunch of extra laces, which we'll get into in a second. But another detail on the lateral side is you have these like mini star pattern, like circular pivots right there. Not exactly sure what they represent. The other side is arguably the more interesting side. You got an interesting little Nike swoosh right here next to the big swoosh, which you can see right there, and the same black and white on the toe box. But you do have this burgundy color scheme going on the sides, and it is a pretty cool color. It is more burgundy in the middle as opposed to the more brownish hue that is on the back of the shoe. And besides that, we just got a regular gum bottom, which does match the rest of this particular shoe pretty well. On the back here, you got the rainbow Paul Rodriguez logo, along with a split brown and white on the back right there, and a black tile pattern in between those two details. Continuing that tile pattern, we have a blue tile liner, rather, a blue liner. I forgot what the word for it was for a second. And it does seem pretty padded when you look at it, but when you actually feel it, it's pretty hard. And I've heard that these are actually not very comfortable SB. Inside you got 2 extra laces, one of them being like the Ronald McDonald color scheme, as well as the lime green. I'd be curious to see how both of them look on this shoe, but who knows, right? As far as the other shoe goes, this is definitely the better shoe in my opinion. Let's get this StockX logo out of here. But on the lateral side, we got pretty much just black tile on the back, which can be expected from most, from the shoe in general at this point. A lot of black theme, but then you also have a white tile, like a cloth thing going on there. And to the touch, all these materials do also feel different, which is also a cool aspect of the shoe. It's not like these are all the same materials, but they just look different. That is not the case at all, and they are all a different feel to them. The coolest part of the shoe, in my opinion, of both shoes, is this rainbow swoosh, or this like gradient, cool colored swoosh with the green, red, rather pink, purple, blue, and green going into the yellow and the orange at the top there. That is a very beautiful touch right there. I think it matches really well. And then you got like some Jordan 3 vibes with this elephant print toe box, which you can see is very reminiscent of like maybe the white cement 3s that just dropped, or the reimagined as many call them. And this one has an all white midsole as opposed to the other one, which has a gum like brown midsole. And then red laces on this one, no extra laces inside, but you also have on the medial side completely different. This white part right here is very, very reminiscent of the Blue Lagoon for the Culture Nike SB Dunks, which were a very pretty colorway as well. So that's kind of like that white Japanese tile pattern it looks like almost. Then you got a yellow swoosh and this black like kind of like rips out nylon material. Not my favorite side of the shoe. I would say that the lateral side of the left shoe has to be the best part. Even though I do prefer the toe box of the right shoe, because this one is like a mountain climber, weird golden red. I don't think it looks very good in my opinion, and I do actually think that this toe box is much cooler on the right with that Mexican blanket look to it. Right here you got a decal which says SHS. Not exactly sure what that means, but it's probably another championship. And then on the tongue you got Rodriguez Nike SB right there in burgundy, which is a cool contrast to the white right there. And then the line of the shoe is red as opposed to the blue, but it is done in the same material. And then you've got a black insole. So those are pretty much the major details of the shoe. The bottom, you got a Mexico bottom on this one versus the gum bottom on this one. And I think the Mexico one is really, really cool and represents P-Rod's actual culture. White tongue versus a black tongue on the other one. And overall, this shoe is very, very out there. I didn't mention this yet, but the shoe is based off of, or takes tribute from the What the Dunks and the What the LeBrons that they dropped years and years ago. But they got that What the theme going on. As you can see, both shoes, as I will put in the camera right here, are completely and utterly different from one another, which is very, very cool and something that pretty much everyone can appreciate, especially when there's not like a major discrepancy between the two shoes and they are pretty even in terms of looks. It's not like the street hawkers where one of the shoes is drastically uglier than the other one. They both have cool elements to them. Like this one has that back tab as well as the toe box. That's just really, really cool. And I would love to wear this shoe, honestly. This is a shoe that I probably wouldn't get that much wear out of it, but I would definitely get some wear out of it if I had it in my collection, which I probably never will, because it's not really a shoe that I would pay like $500-600 for personally, but still cool nonetheless. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Can't really think of anything else to say about what the P-Rods. These are one of those shoes that just tanked in value overall, and unfortunately I don't see them going back to that original price. So if you guys paid that, might as well just wear the shoe at this point, or cut your losses and dump it. With that being said, thanks for watching, take care, and if you guys enjoy these type of videos with older shoes or more like not necessarily recent releases, leave a like. With that being said, take care.